Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where lies win the prize. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian recently voted one of the 100 most powerful women in Britain. Yes, not only is she hilarious, she can also toss a caber and drag a tractor using just her teeth. It's Sarah Millican. And a comedian who is famous for his compulsive obsessive disorder. And yes, I said that the wrong way round on purpose, just to unnerve him. It's John Richardson. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, he's the comedy legend that gave us the anarchic shooting stars. We're no strangers to anarchy here. David Mitchell's not even wearing a tie tonight. It's Bob Mortimer. And he's the Homeland star who left Birmingham to go to Hollywood, but says one day he wants to return. Oh, he is a good actor. It's David Harewood. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. And to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. OK, Bob, you're first up tonight.
Thank you. I once set fire to my house with a box of fireworks.
David Mitchell's team.
Was this on purpose?
It was done out of ignorance.
What age were you?
I was somewhere round about 7.
I want to know where you grew up, where a 7-year-old can buy a box of fireworks.
I bought them in the shop near where I lived in Middlesbrough. It was a box for 2 and 6 of standard fireworks. That was the brand.
Standard brand. That sounds exciting. Standard fireworks. Yeah. A normal level of excitement will be endangered. For a bonfire night, you will forget.
Well, it says standard, but then it's...
Well, that is standard for a firework.
Yeah.
So you're in your home, and you're 7 or 8 years old.
I'm 7 and I'm on my own, yeah.
On your own?
Yeah, and
What happens?
on one of the fireworks, I think it was the sparklers, it said, not suitable for indoor use. Which, at that age, makes you think, that means they're OK.
Could you just not read the word not when you were obeying?
Did you think not was the brand? Oh, lovely. I love that not brand food. It's not for human consumption.
I know that logic that says, well, people have obviously tried them indoors.
I've discovered they're not suitable.
Yeah.
So therefore, I won't use them indoors because I want to live.
If you look at a big firework, it won't say not suitable for indoors. It's obvious. Yeah.
Right.
But on the sparklers, they chose to put it on.
So what happened?
I lit the sparkler. The sparks went into the box of fireworks, a standard box, and set them off. And I carried the box of fireworks, now beginning to light, into the kitchen, and I threw them into the kitchen. I thought it would be more suitable.
I think you're right. The kitchen, of all the rooms, is the most suitable for fireworks, isn't it?
Because of the oven, the gas, the stove, there is fire naturally in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot of... And there's more... It's more wipe down.
Yes.
Less cloth.
So what happened then?
They went off in the
What was the sound like? Was it bing, wee?
No, these were only standard. And, you know, I remember, as I'm sat here now, wiping the scorch marks off the floor and thinking that my mum's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be in big trouble. Then I went back into the living room. Unbeknownst to me, I dropped one. And the living room was completely engulfed in flames.
It sounds to me that if you're on your own at home at 7, your mum's pretty laid back anyway.
She said, son, will you sit here and look after these fireworks? Whilst I go back to the bingo.
So, you lit the sparkler. A spark went into the standard box.
Yes.
The box starts to go... You go, uh-oh, I must get them into the most suitable room for fireworks.
Yes.
Kitchen. No need to go beyond the kitchen to the outdoors.
Yeah. Mum said don't go out.
It's good to know there was at least one rule in your house.
What time of day did all this happen?
This happened mid-afternoon.
Oh, dear, so you didn't really get the benefit of it.
Who put the fire out?
I went to next door where Miss Best lived, She was bless her, she's about 80. And I knocked on their door and said, my house is on fire. And she said, do you know, I thought it was.
So what happened then?
She called the fire brigade. They fired their water hoses throughout the house.
Yes.
Ruining it.
Even the rooms where there's no fire.
Not ruining it.
Yeah.
You do know that before they put out fires, it's already ruined, don't you?
Lee,
You're making this house all wet. It was lovely and warm.
it's the water damage that knackers the house.
Is it? Not the fire?
Not the fire. If they would use their boots to put it out. Honestly, the entire house, that's it. I was in a family of 4 children, and we were homeless.
Where,
Bob, keep it light.
No, I'm just saying.
where were all the other kids while you were alone with the fire? Why did you take 3
They were
children
looking
out
after
and leave you?
fireworks in other people's houses.
So when you say you were homeless, how much of the house did the inferno claim?
It's gone. Entire
That's
house
what, the
gone.
whole
house gone.
The whole house
Whole
burnt
house
down.
burnt down.
So how much did you leave in the living room? The fireworks in the kitchen have only caused a few scorches.
Yeah.
What did you leave in the living room?
And now, don't you feel stupid for saying standard fireworks? I'll tell you
really?
Well,
You were stupid. Like a sparkler indoors.
If you don't know what you dropped in the living room, is there a chance that it's just a coincidence?
No, it could be.
That it might not have been your fault?
That's what I said to the press.
Your fault?
Press? What press? Who did you speak to?
Local press.
Because they came to the house while it was burning?
Yeah, you know, they're their hats on, trilbies, sniffing around.
With those little bits of paper in the... Were they called things like Scoop McLean?
I believe he was called Ron Waffle.
Sorry, Ron Waffle.
It was either him, the other ace reporter on the Gazette was John Caramel. It was one of them two.
Caramel and Waffle.
Honestly.
The question is whether you think Bob has been telling the truth.
Well, I thought it seemed very plausible until we heard about caramel and waffle.
I think he thinks he's telling the truth, but I think what's happened at some point, he's seen a film in which this has happened.
They saw Backdraft.
And is now convinced that it happened to him. I think it's a lie.
Sarah.
I was going to say I want it to be true, but that sounds really horrible. I think it might be true.
Well, I think it's true. I think it's true.
So you're going to go for true?
Yeah.
OK, Bob, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Oh.
Yes, it's true. Bob once set fire to his house with a box of fireworks. John, you're next.
When I'm stressed, I often take a water-free bath.
Water-free bars, Lee and his team.
Do you get undressed?
No.
Do you just sit in the bath?
Well, I lie in the bath.
Oh, of course, because you want to get the imaginary water all over your body, don't you? Do you imagine there's water in the bath, or does your mind accept it's not there?
No, you know it's not there. I'm not an idiot.
I know it's not there.
So you're a hovering duck?
How long do you spend in this position?
It depends on how stressed I am. If I'm very stressed, I'll be in there a long time. If I'm only a little bit stressed, I'll pop in and I'll pop out again.
But what's the benefits? I don't see what is stress relieving.
Well, a bath is stress relieving, isn't it? But then it's quite a faff, isn't it? Running the water, taking your clothes off, then you're wet. You can't go out when you're wet, so you've got to dry yourself. Then you've got to put your clothes back on.
Well,
if
why
you just get in without all that faff, you get all the joy of a bath and none of the fuss.
You're from the north, I bet you've got just an imaginary flannel.
You said that like you're not from the north.
I'm not...
If you say that, and then
I've completely converted now.
have you told your accent?
He was alone.
Sarah, do you mean in life or in the bath?
Whichever one he wants to answer.
You always should be in the bath alone. I think we'll all agree.
John, do you do any, like, bath-related things when you're in the non-bath, or do you just shut your eyes and lie there?
Sometimes I'll put my dressing gown on over me or a big towel.
Over your clothes?
Over your clothes?
Over me. I'll get
in the
into
bath?
the
Oh,
bath.
In the bath?
Oh, right, it's now suddenly got a bit more disturbing.
It's a kind of...
It's stress relief, isn't it? I don't just sit there, like, in the bath, like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't smoke, but
You can have an imaginary cigarette if you're having an imaginary bath. It's fine.
So what are you thinking, Lee? Does this smack of the truth?
What do we think, David?
I think it's total nonsense.
Do you?
Yeah. Putting the thing over your head, I think it would add to the stress as opposed to relieving it. I'm going for a lie.
You're going for a lie.
I'm going for a lie.
Got for a lie in his bath, fully clothed.
Actually, come to think, a fart's not going to be half the fun in this non-bath, is it?
So we're going to say lie.
Lie.
My team say lie, so I have to go with them and say
You're all
lie.
saying it's a lie. OK, John Richardson, were you just telling us the truth, or were you telling a lie?
it was, sadly, true.
Oh, no.
Let's end the show there. Let's end the show there. We'll have a quick chat with John. We'll bring on Jeremy Kyle and we'll just end it there.
Yes, it's true. When John is stressed, he has a water-free bath. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Keith. So, Bob, first of all. Bob, what is Keith to you?
This is Keith. He's my oldest friend, and when we were at school together, we hid a dictaphone in the classroom ceiling to confuse our teacher.
David Harewood?
This is my old teacher, Keith. I once had to claim I wasn't me when I met him in a cafe, as I was in character preparing for Homeland.
And finally, Lee, your relationship with Keith.
This is Keith and his hawk. Yes. I'll admit, David, it's a difficult start. Go with it. This is Keith. And his hawk was supposed to land on my arm at a village fete, but instead stole the wig from the man next to me and flew off into a tree.
So there we are. It's Bob's classroom prankster, it's David's blanked buddy, or it's Lee's hawk handler. David's team, where do you start?
So, yes, David, he was a teacher at your school.
Very briefly.
What, a whole lesson?
I mean, I don't know if... I mean, I would see him.
But he didn't teach you?
No, not teach
He was
me.
someone who hung around a school, and he was charitably, you assumed he was a teacher.
But if he was at the school a short period of time, how did you even recognise him in the cafe?
Oh, I knew it was him. He walked into the cafe and he said, "Hi, David," and basically I blanked him. It was literally the month before I went to America when I was doing Homeland, and I'd just been to see my dialect coach. He basically said I had to stay in my American voice. So
Could you not have explained that to him in your American voice? I'm
I-
sorry, buddy, but I'm doing a roll here.
I don't think it was ever as good as that, John, to be fair.
I basically just had to say, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, I'm remembering you now. Do the voice a bit more
I said,
straight.
"I don't know what you're talking about."
Ooh, I did weird things to me.
So your dialect coach said, you're in this role, you need to stay in this character.
Yeah.
Now the lesson's over, let's go to a very public place.
Yeah.
We are likely to encounter several people.
Well, that's what you have to do. You have to stay in that voice. You have to have the confidence to stay in your voice.
Why can't you just, like, turn it on like an actor?
Oh, that's a cheap shot, Sarah.
I have to say, I did phone him up afterwards and apologise.
So you had his number.
You stayed in touch with the teacher you barely remember.
Would it be fair to say the hawk's looking a bit more plausible?
So, David, who would you like to question next?
Bob, remind us of your allegation.
When we were at school together, we hid a dictaphone machine in the ceiling tiles to interrupt the lesson.
So not to record, but to play stuff?
Yeah.
What sort of stuff?
Well, it was important to keep a gap at the beginning, so we let it run for about 15 minutes. And then there was the noise of a fly. For a brief period, then another period, to confuse the teacher.
Where would you get the noise from the fly? You'd make the noise.
We'd make the noise ourselves,
Well,
yeah.
let's hear
I'm
your
not paying
fly
for no
noise.
fly to do it.
Let's hear you fly.
does sound like a fly.
Can I hear you B?
We didn't do a B.
Do you know how to do B? Just like that fly.
No, it's more wholesome if it's a bee, isn't it?
Show me the difference, David.
Well, I don't know. I'm not.
Do
well,
it.
I'd say okay. A bee would be a sort of a footler.
No, that's a
Whereas a
bumblebee.
fly is a.
Good. That's good. Very good. Do you see the way he just slipped straight in and out?
So you
So yes, there
hide
was
it.
silence,
Yeah.
then a little bit of fly, silence, a little bit of fly, and then quite loudly, but not to frighten anyone, the word wolf. Then more silence. A bit more silence. Then
Yeah.
Speedway Stadium.
Speedway Stadium.
Do you know, the idea was just to say kind of random things. He was a really nice teacher called Bill Whitlingham.
How did Bill Whitlingham react to these random sounds?
Well, Mr. Whitlingham left the room and said, "Can you sort this out by the time I've gone back? Can you sort whatever it is that's going on?" And there was a cupboard in the corner where, interesting, it had like exercise books in it, pens and that, but it also had in a little cage a hand lion, which is a robotic, it's a battery operated thing.
Are you just saying any word coming to your head in any order? Well,
It's a hand lion.
A hand lion.
It's a robotic, animatronic hand lion, yeah? And if you'd been particularly good, he would put it on your hand and set it to lick it. Lick it. If you'd been particularly...
Is this like a clockwork lion?
No, it was remote control.
It was remote control?
Remote control. He had the controller in his desk, and he said,
But the actual hand lion...
Get out the hand lion, and you'll get a lick. And if you'd been bad, you put him on your hand and you strike. You'd strike at your hand.
So the hand lion had two settings. It could lick or it could strike.
Yes, good boy, bad boy.
Right. Very
Good boy, bad
sensible.
boy. Now, the only problem with it, of course, was...
what, this story?
It would... The only problem was if the batteries got low, it would get constipated. No, anyway, but in this cupboard, so we got up on the cupboard.
You climb onto the cupboard that
Yes.
the hand lion is
Yes.
is housed in.
Probably asleep.
Right. You reach up onto the ceiling tile,
Take out the dictaphone.
switch it off.
Yep.
Mr. Whitlingham
Yes.
comes back in.
Yes.
What happens?
He's nervously awaiting another, edict from above.
Yeah.
Doesn't come, carry on with the lesson. British government and politics it was.
There was a
what was
lesson called British Government and Politics.
Yeah.
Whole year on that.
2 years, it was A-level.
For the sixth formers,
Yes.
a hand lion... a hand lion that can either lick or strike was used to express praise or the opposite to these 17 or 18-year-old students.
And it was very effective.
Would you like to move on to the final claim?
So, Lee, tell the story about Keith.
I was at a village fete, and
Why were you at a village fete?
I was helping out.
What village?
Thames Ditton.
Why were you helping out at Thames Ditton Fete?
Because I don't live too far away from there, and they asked me to help out, and I did a few little things, like I did a bit of tombola, a bit of announcing. Then I went over to judge the pig racing. The usual things you do at a fete, you know.
The pig racing?
Yeah. I don't know how I judged it, because surely first past the post, but... I was doing a case of a dead heat.
And what happened with the hawk and Keith and the wig?
One of the things I had to do was to volunteer to stand there and learn. He had the little headpiece on where he'd teach the crowd basic falconry, I believe we call it. I stick the glove on and then hold this little thing. I don't know what it was, but I'm doing this.
A small morsel of meat.
Thank God you've been to one, because I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm holding a small morsel of meat. Then what happens? And
Then the swan comes down.
the swan came down. So the hawk comes over, right? It comes over. There's a person missing from this story, and it's the mayor, right? The local mayor. I can't say it in I always struggle.
Mayor.
The mayor, right?
So
mayor
you're
of
standing
London.
next to a horse.
Yeah, so the local... So the mayor is doing his bit, but the mayor has got a wig on, right? The hawk flies over to go and land on my hand, but he lands on the mayor's head, and so he gets caught up in his what should we call them?
Talons.
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 Gets caught up in the talons, and then in the sort of panic, the bird sort of... And he can't release this wig, and he flies off, and he goes into the tree. I said, why didn't he go for the meat? And he said, I genuinely think the gold chain caught his eye, there was a bit of confusion for a second, and he just did a bit of an emergency landing on a Mer's wig at Thames Fate. What's there not to believe?
Did you cry, oh no, the Mer's hers over there?
All right, so David's team is Keith, Bob's classroom prankster, David's blanked buddy, or Lee's hawk handler.
I was believing Bob until the fact that he was 18 and the hand lion. I'm leaning towards David.
I think I'm leaning towards David.
I think it's Bob, and I think he panicked because he knew we were onto him, so he went on a ridiculous riff about hand line to throw us off the scent. I'll go Bob, but I've been wrong before.
Sarah?
I'm gonna go David.
We'll go David.
You're saying David. Mm-hmm. Keith, please reveal your true identity.
My name's Keith, and Bob and I recorded voices and hid the dictaphone in the ceiling.
Yes. Keith is Bob's classroom prankster.
I would never have believed all that stuff about a hand line was completely true.
Thanks very much, Keith.
Thank you.
Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Live. We start with... It's Sarah Millican.
Possession.
There's a box under your desk. Would you pop it on the desk? And then, first of all, read out the card that's inside before you show us what the possession is.
This is my cat cam. I put it around my cat's neck for a week to film what I got up to because I believed it was him who kept turning the kitchen tap on.
OK, let's take this item out and pop it on the desk. Right, Lee's team, cat cam.
So you're saying that you thought the cat might be turning the tap on?
Yes.
We know it wasn't John. So you put the cat cam on the cat for how
Yes.
long?
For, well, generally like an hour at a time, but while I was out.
So the cat's clever enough not to be turning this tap on when you're in?
Well, yeah, because I would just see him doing it, and then I would know it was him.
If he could do the tap, were you not worried that he could turn the camera off?
No, because the tap's like one of those ones where that's quite fiddly.
And how do you see the picture? You connect it to a computer?
Yeah, it's
Is there
just
a
got
USB
a
on there?
USB thing, yeah.
I see, OK.
You attach it to the computer, and how long you watching? An hour at a time?
Well, you fast forward it. I'm not sitting
Oh, just the
watching.
highlights. You're doing the highlights.
Yeah.
Go on. The big question is:
Was it the cat?
Not so far, but it's still
Somebody's
sort of
turning the taps on when you go out of
it's
the house.
kind of a work in progress. So
when you come
I hope
back,
he's not watching, because then...
don't worry, turn this off. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why didn't you attach the camera to the tap?
Oh. Thank you.
What's the name of your cat, Sarah?
It's called Chief Brody.
And the personality, is he a scratcher?
He is a scratcher.
On bits of furniture?
Arms. Oh,
Yeah. Well, that's not so much of a worry. It's the furniture is more the thing, isn't it?
Is it?
Thanks.
That's why you're so worried about the cat turning the taps on when you've got something in your house that's attacking you. I wouldn't mind if
But
it's
he's
turning the
still
tap on
lovely.
if it's scratching my face.
Well, that's because you're not a cat lover.
No, but I don't like things that scratch.
Well, don't get a cat then.
Am I the weirdo here?
Yeah.
With a show of hands. Yes.
That's so lovely to hear, because usually it's me.
What colour is your cat, Sarah?
Ginger.
Pink collar, ginger cat?
It's red. It's not
Would
pink.
it pink?
It's red.
Oh, please, it's pink.
It's red. Shut your face.
Red and ginger, devil's finger. That's what they say. They do.
Is that what your mum used to
And they're
say?
still saying it.
So what do you think, Lee? Is she telling the truth?
What do we think, Bob?
I'm saying it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. David's saying it's...
Possibly true.
Well, I'll lie.
OK, you're saying lie. Sarah, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Sarah didn't put a cat cam on her cat. Next. It's David Harewood.
I can balance a banknote on my nose.
When did you first find this out?
When I was about 13.
Is it flat or is it sort of like that?
It's on its
edge?
Yes. And I would balance it on like that.
What, straight
like
up?
that?
Yes. Yeah.
On your nose?
Kind of like that.
So that the end of
Yes.
the note
Yes.
is along your nose there,
Yeah.
going upwards.
Yes.
And what's your technique for... Because I imagine the problem with that is that the note would immediately fall off. What's
I
your
have to kind
technique
of-
for preventing that?
Zen.
Zen.
Is that a type of glue? What do you think, David? Does this have the ring of truth for you?
I don't think it does. I think it's an odd mixture of something that would be impossible and not that impressive anyway.
So what do you think?
We think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie.
Lie.
Three
I
of
think
you,
it's
all
a
three of
lie.
you think it's a
Yeah.
lie. OK. David Harewood. Truth or lie?
It is true.
Whoa!
Yes, it's true.
You pulled that out at just the right time for us. Cheers, mate.
I have to stand up for this.
All right, please do.
Here we go.
Take your time, milk it. Very impressive. Yes, it's true. Oh, and that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. And I can tell you that Lee's team have triumphed by 3 points to 2. But of course, it's not just a team game. And my individual liar of the week this week is Bob Mortimer. Yes, Bob Mortimer. If you were looking for an effortless liar, then Bob's your uncle. At least he says he's your uncle. He's probably lying about that too. Good night.
Miranda gets herself into a bit of a pickle as a waitress, so she's looking for a new career next to her on BBC One. Then Manny's on a diet with a fat chance of success. How will she resist fish and chips on a Friday? Mrs Brown's Boys at 9:30. And starting over on BBC Three now, it's Russell Howard's Good News.
Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show in which it pays to be economical with the truth. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a man who recently received a prestigious award for slapstick comedy. It was a real pat on the back, followed by a kick up the bum and a pie in the face. It's Bob Mortimer! And a comedy actress. A comedy actress who collects vintage clothes for a hobby. Have a look in David's wardrobe, you'll be in for a treat. It's Katherine Parkinson. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, a sports fanatic and one of the finest BBC presenters. Football, cricket, boxing, just 3 of the things she could beat me at. It's Gabby Logan. And a wildlife expert who is always on the lookout for strange and unusual species. So if halfway through the show he throws a net over Lee, we'll know why. It's Steve Backshall. Of course, with round 1, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Gabby is first up tonight. Gabby, please reveal all.
I once had to give Alan Hansen a piggyback across a muddy car park because he didn't want to ruin his new suede shoes.
Please, team.
Who is Alan Hansen?
He was...
Are you serious, by the way?
No.
Okay.
No, I think he's the handsome Thunderbirdy one.
That's right, yes. Yeah.
Where was this?
Old Trafford.
That was the muddy field?
No, the car park outside of Old Trafford.
Oh, it was the car park of Old
It was
Trafford.
a very wet, typical kind of northwest day. And
Let's not be northernist.
the car park was actually flooded in some areas and quite wet. And we'd had an evening match. It was an FA Cup replay, and he was joking about his shoes, and I, for a laugh, said, "Just jump on."
And how
I'd
far...
always... How do you think I got to host match of the day?
How far did you take it? Him?
It wasn't far. We'd just come out where the studio is, and it was probably from here to that camera over there. Mark Lawrenson said, "Oh, don't worry, Gabby will give you a lift," and I said, "I will. I'm strong."
So Mark Lawrenson suggested it to Alan Hansen.
No, because...
Jump on her back.
Who is Mark Lawrenson?
Al said, oh, hang on a second. Al said,
Please don't start impressions, because he was... It's all I ask for you tonight. Please tell me what the callback was.
Is it all right if I jump on your back, Gabby?
Is that Mark Lawrenson or Alan
That's Alan
Hansen?
Hansen.
And Mark Lawrenson went, "Hey, go on, jump on her back." And you feel like you were there, don't you?
If you're going to come on your John Hansen, you've got to be absolutely sure you're John Hansen first. You're made in front of the ledge, or movie thing, you can't say what you see. There's nothing about it. You've got to come from the back and get up front.
2 words for you, Duncan Bannatyne. That's it. Alan Hansen is woeful defending.
What?
Woeful defending.
What are you doing now? That's Harry Seacombe.
So, I still want to focus on the details.
OK.
Has Hansen in any way given you any warning, or has he just lunged
To
and
be fair,
jumped?
he did. He kind of went, "Oh, she wouldn't be able to carry me," and that was a red rag to a bull. I just went, "Yes, I will."
God, that sounds awful.
I don't know. I get used to those kinds of requests at work, you know.
So what do you think? Could she have done this?
Well, I mean, I'm still not entirely sure who Alan Hansen is. I've got very confused with all these different impressions because they're all quite different.
Well, they're just talking to Duncan Bannatyne. We're always going, "Oh, well, I do this one, let's do it anyway. I'm out." So what are you going to say?
I wish Alan Hansen had a catchphrase, that would have helped me.
You did. You'll never win it with kids.
You'll never wear anything with kids.
You'll never win anything with kids.
That's a phrase you don't want to be taken out of context.
He was referring to Manchester United. Who,
Oh, right.
who
Who
had a very
had
young...
children playing for them.
All right, what's it going to be?
I'm sure it's true.
You think it's true?
I don't think it's true. Sorry. I just have this feeling deep inside that Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrenson don't speak to Gabby.
I know what you mean. I've been swayed now.
Since I don't know who any of these people are, maybe you should go with Bob.
OK. Bob will take leadership.
OK.
And responsibility. As we say, it is a lie.
So, Gabby, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Oh.
Yes, it's a lie. Gabby didn't give Alan Hansen a piggyback across a muddy car park. Bob, you're up next.
As a teenager, I used to terrorise my neighbourhood with a game I invented called Theft and Shrubbery.
What were the rules of theft and shrubbery?
Can I first of all say my memories of this are a bit sketchy?
Always handy for this game.
I'm an older gentleman. They're more like just fingerprints on an abandoned handrail. Just very distant.
Even while you poetically describe the ageing process, another part of your brain is inventing the rules of a fiction.
Theft and Shrubbery.
Yeah.
It's a game that I played in my youth, in my teens, on the Lakes estate in Middlesbrough. I would probably be 14 or 15. I hope that's all the information you need.
Do you have any recollection as to what this game involved?
Yes, of course.
Of course. In which case, I'm satisfied and there's no need to tell me. What were the rules?
There would have to be a gang of you. I would usually be with Staver and Bagger.
I didn't realise you knew hobbits.
Neil Overall, Jerry Dungaree's son, of course.
Didn't take his father's name.
Hated him. So, and Gary Cheeseman would be there. The reason he was called Cheesy is because his mum used to give him a cheese. Do you know the cheese slice?
Yeah.
To take out with him when we were hanging around the shops and that, because she thought it was good for his spots. And she'd want him to burst and slice.
Surely it's because of his surname Cheeseman. Surely that was part of it.
Do you know, Gary Cheeseman was a big lad, yeah? A very big head. A sniper's dream, they used to call him. He's such a nice... The thing is, he's such a nice lad. And he was a...
I love these points in the show where we say, Bob, let's all gather round the fireside. Tell us tales of your youth.
So the rules of the game, of course you will not. The rules of the game. Theft and... Shrubbery. They're relatively simple. You had to creep into the back of someone's house and observe the family watching the telly or whatever they're doing, yeah?
It's getting a bit sinister now, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
Is this at night?
This is on the evening time, yeah.
So the family, as it were, backlit by the domestic lighting?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you'd find one where the curtains were open, yeah? Go to the rear of the garden, and then you'd slowly walk towards the window. Right? Try not to disturb them, and you'd chant, increasing the volume as you went. We do beg your pardon. But we are in your garden. And then you gradually get closer and closer to the window, and as soon as you were seen, that's when shrubbery comes in.
Which was what?
You were not allowed to escape via the front of the property. You had to go across all the fences. Because you're teenage, what you're really waiting for is someone to make a noise or give yourself away, so that you all have to go run through all the gardens.
That's the shrubbery part.
That's the shrubbery
What's
part.
the theft part?
The theft is... We just always felt that we were stealing something from them. I don't know. Their privacy, their dignity.
So you're going up the garden saying louder and louder, we do beg your pardon, we are in your garden. We do beg your pardon, we are in your garden. You're shouting. How loud elderly people who are hard of hearing. We do beg your pardon, we are in your garden. They notice it.
Yeah.
This game can't have lasted, I'm imagining, very long before people kind of rumbled you and...
No, it was just one of the games, that we did. It could be theft and shrubbery night. There was another night where we used to take fruit from a fruit vendor's wagon and throw that up in the air and just let it drop on our heads.
Somebody tells me you play that quite a lot, Bob. Next time, don't use melons.
Cheeseman was very good at it.
So what do you think, David?
Steve,
My concern is that the details are so utterly believable and sound like they're real that if it wasn't actually a game, he spent an awful lot of time looking through people's windows.
I'm coming down on the side of truth.
Yeah, I know it sounds odd, but I just believe it.
You're going to say true? Yeah. OK, so, theft and shrubbery. Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling the truth.
Next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Miller. So, Steve, what is Miller to you?
This is Miller. He presented me with a trophy after I rode 2 miles down a river on an inflatable rhino.
Gabby, how do you know Miller?
This is Miller, and I know Miller because we often take one of my dogs flying.
And finally, David, what's your relationship with Miller?
This is Miller. I accidentally outbid him for a cuckoo clock when I sneezed at an auction.
So there we have it. Lee's team, where do you want to start?
Should we start with... Who do you want to start with? Steve?
Yeah.
So, just remind us again, because I'm confused with the words.
So he gave me a trophy after I rode 2 miles down a river on an inflatable rhinoceros.
What a man.
Katherine, did I ever tell you about the time I rode down the river on a real rhinoceros? Just saying.
Why have you kept in touch, Steve?
We haven't.
Did you not like him?
It takes place in Fort William in Scotland, and I very rarely go there.
And is this an annual event?
Yes, it's the river that runs down the side of Ben Nevis, which is a whitewater river, and it's run on lilos, usually.
I've been on that amazingly, I honeymooned very near there.
You weren't there at the time that this event was taking place?
No, but I know that is true, that Fort William is near Ben Nevis, so that bit is definitely...
Because I need your help, and so far you go, oh, this is true, there is a mountain.
What's such a big deal about Miller that he got to present the trophy?
That's very aggressively put.
What is the race is run to raise money for the Le Carver Mountain Rescue. It's paddled to raise money for the mountain rescue. And,
what a man.
Miller's...
Is everyone else on an inflatable animal?
Everyone else is on lilos.
As in the traditional, what I'm thinking of as a lilo is just like a bed that's inflatable.
Traditional, what you sleep on when you go camping.
So it's a fun event where it's like the water equivalent of a fun run. You've got to try and stay on in a hostile environment on a lilo that's not designed for it. Yes?
So why did you choose to do a rhino?
I was going off script. I went down to Toys R Us to try and get what I thought would be... I wanted to get an inflatable T-Rex, but they didn't have one, they just had a rhino.
So you're saying there's a great big Toys R Us next to Ben Nevis?
That's not true. That's not true.
All right, we can move on to.
OK, Gabby. Tell me again, something about dogs flying.
So, Miller has his pilot's licence, and we take my dog flying occasionally.
We?
Me and Miller.
You two take the dog?
Yes, Miller flies the plane.
And what do you do?
Right,
You're a passenger, or are you learning to fly?
No, I'm not yet. I'm not learning to fly yet. But,
That's instantly much more credible, because I thought you meant that your dog flew on its own. So I'd already excluded you from now I understand.
It's not you who wants to go, it's the dog that wants to go.
No, initially I wanted to go. It was an accident the first time. He kept his light aircraft at an airfield, and I had taken... I was taking the dog for a walk in a park nearby, and basically I was supposed to meet my husband to hand the dog over. He'd got delayed, and I turned up and I was about to say, I'm really sorry, it's not going to happen today, I've got the dog. And Miller's up for it, and he said, just bring the dog with you.
Right.
And that was the first time.
So then what happened the second time?
Well, the dog just loved it. The dog, like, you know...
Did it tell you?
When this man approached you with a, with a plane nearby, you're happy to assume he was a pilot. Take your dog up.
We pre-arranged the whole thing.
I don't think you've told us the breed.
Boxer.
Boxer.
Yeah,
Boxer's a big dog.
Mine is a boxer.
Big dog, a boxer. Does he wear a seatbelt?
Yes, but he doesn't... honestly, he's so laid back. He just kind of, like, sinks into the seat and...
He wears a seatbelt?
Well, you strap him in.
Let's put a seatbelt on.
Are you sure he's not terrified?
He's never peed himself on these little hops.
Yeah, but what about the boxer? OK, so this is the bit now, it's the detail. It's the seatbelt.
Well,
a dog in a seatbelt.
A seatbelt on, because the first time, because I didn't know, you know, if he'd react OK, so I, being his, you know, his mummy...
No, you're not his mummy, Gabby. Your husband is very ugly.
No, but in his...
Final question. If there's a bit of turbulence, do you ever turn around to him and say, is it windy, Miller?
Now, what about David and the cuckoo clock?
Oh, wow. No, there you go.
I'm interested to know what your accidental outbid was for what amount.
I think it was about £250.
And had you been bidding up to that point and then stopped?
I had not. No.
Did not bid at all?
No.
What were you there for?
I was there because my wife wanted to buy a dining room table.
MFI was shut, was it?
Because as you've had occasion to mention, Lee, I'm terribly, terribly posh.
Right. And so you could feel it coming on as the... And were you worried that this was going to...
Well, no, I wasn't. I didn't think this would happen. I thought it was a ridiculous thing to have happened. If you told me beforehand, would this happen? I'd say, no, I would never believe anything like that could happen.
You have to convince us we're struggling.
I get hay fever at some times of the year, and this was one of those times.
You're not going to get this story. Weirdly, every time I sneeze, I hold up a number.
I didn't hold up the number. I sort of had the number there, but I didn't hold it up.
What did you do then?
I sneezed.
Surely if the system is you hold up a number, at some point your hand must have come up as well.
You're echoing my very words. That's what I said. Of course, it's a ridiculous situation. Someone sneezes, they just happen to have the number slightly visible and the auctioneer takes that as a bid. What sort of a system is that?
Let's have a quick reenactment of the moment. I mean, you were at 240 pounds going to the gentleman in the nice, soft, crushed velvet. 250 David Mitchell is big for this, and the money will go to a good home. Thank you, David.
Oh, no, please, auctioneer, but... Oh, all right, I'll be quiet. This is so embarrassing.
So how did you make the connection with the miller?
Because I was aware that he'd made the penultimate bid, but I tiptoed up to him afterwards and asked if he wanted to buy it for the...
For his last bid?
For his last
Which
bid,
was
so
what?
I would only have been, I think, about 10 or less than I'd bid.
But if you exploded like that, I don't believe you would have tiptoed.
And I probably didn't actually tiptoe. I wasn't actually, you know, I was probably resting on the heels of my feet. But I walked what I thought was quite discreetly, although I accidentally bought a couple of vases on the way.
All right, we need an answer. So, is Miller Steve's prize presenter, Gabby's pet pilot, or David's clock collector?
Well, I believe that he gets hay fever, David, but none of the rest of it.
So you believe the cool thing?
Yeah.
So, Katherine, you're saying it's not David?
I don't think it's David. I believe Steve's won trophies, but none of the rest of it. So I believe Gabby. I think that all sounds
You
very
believe
true.
she likes to take a boxer dog flying?
Yeah.
With Miller?
Yeah.
I don't think you can take a dog on a plane, you know.
What
You can take dogs on planes if you go through the correct channels.
You
They
can.
sent a dog into space.
They never got it back.
I don't believe Gabby's story, but I do think he looks like a pirate.
That's the... You see, if we were talking about looks, I would say it's the only time I am going towards David. He looks like a man who's desperate for a cuckoo. He looks like a man whose budgie recently died. And he's looking for some company once an hour, but just for a split second.
I'm with Gabby.
You think it's Gabby. You're saying...
Let's say Steve.
When all three of us are agreed it's not David.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going with Gabby and the flying.
You're saying it's Gabby, it's the dog in the plane. Miller, would you please reveal your true identity?
OK, I'm Miller. I presented Steve with a trophy for riding down a river on an inflatable rhino.
Yes, Miller gave Steve the trophy. Thank you, Miller. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies. And we start with... It's Lee.
Last month, I was honoured to be made captain of my netball team.
David.
How many players are there in a netball team? What? How many players are there in a netball team?
You didn't let me finish the sentence. Last month, I was honoured to be made captain of my netball team. Shortly afterwards, I was sacked after I picked the wrong amount of players. That was my problem as captain. Never knew.
I'm fairly sure.
Five.
Is that
No.
No.
Wait, go through the positions for me then. Will you remind me again what they are? You play with two less than most other teams.
That's why we were so good. I'll tell you what it was. There was quite a lot of players, and I was as captain. I was getting people on and off all the time. And
So you lost track of how many were on.
You had rolling sobs, did you?
Rolling Subs. Yeah, that was her name. That was her nickname, anyway. She walked on like that. Come on, have a go on Rolling Subs. She got the nickname because she'd eat too many Subway sandwiches.
What's the name of the team?
Well, I go by their initials. One was called GK. One was...
What's the name of the overall team?
Yeah, that's what was on their overalls. No, it was the team. They were all women apart from myself because I'm a man.
So it wasn't a men's netball team, it was a women's netball team with one man.
But I was asked to
What
be...
position do you play?
I played the goalkeeper. Not the net keeper. That's the mistake I made.
Goal defence? No, you have a goalkeeper and a goal defence.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
I don't think we established the name of the team. They must have had a name.
So basically, I will now come up with 6 names of girls.
No, we don't want
Team name! Team said, what were the girls called? What is the team name?
That is the Surrey Storm.
Oh,
so were these these ladies?
I got it. It was the Surrey Storm.
It wasn't. That would be too much of a coincidence.
It was. Isha Ladies.
Isha Ladies.
I was very strict about
You are.
change the name to Isha.
This is a curious turn of events. How did it come about?
My wife is in the team.
So are you, remember?
Well, I was in it for a short period of time, I think you'll find, because this was only last month, so I've only just joined it.
But you've been immediately made captain.
Listen, the first day I turned up here, I was made captain. What's the difference? Some of us just have a present. I genuinely am not allowed on boats anymore because people keep pushing me at the front and saying...
So you're allowed to have 1, 2, 3... Could you have 7 men playing in the Ladies' League?
No, you're thinking of the men's league.
In this Ladies' League, how many men are permissible per
Usually,
team?
under normal circumstances, 0.
Right.
But they made an exception.
Did they not
because
notice you were a man?
The team loses every single week, and they've become a bit of a joke in the Surrey's Ladies' League. So I turned up, they were a player short, and they said, look, you know you're going to lose, you always lose. Why, is there any chance at all we can just have my husband playing as well? I went on, and I wouldn't have got on, but Rolling Subs was feeling a bit sick. She'd had 5 that day, she was shuddering. Oh, you go on, Lee, I'm having another one. And so I went on, and they said, it was a little bit of a token thing, they said, let's make him captain because of his large hands. Captain Large Hands, they called him.
So what are you thinking, David? Is this true? What do you think?
It sounds remarkably untrue.
Do you think it happened?
No, I don't think it happened at all.
I don't think it happened.
You're going to say it's a lie? All right. Goalkeeper, truth or lie?
This is, in fact, a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee is not the captain of a netball team. Next. It's Katherine.
No matter how hard I try, I can never properly pronounce the name Mick Hucknall.
David's team.
You seem to pronounce it perfectly there. I mean, it's similar to Mick Hucknall, but
With an E and an R in it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would pronounce Mick Hucknall as Mick Hucknall, and Mick Hucknall I pronounce as Mick Hucknall. And that's the problem.
The Simply Red singer. So who's the singer with Simply Red?
Mick Hucknall.
You can say Mick Hucknall, but not when you mean Mick Hucknall.
That's right, yeah.
What do you have to mean in order to say Mick Hucknall?
Mick Hucknall.
Right.
And who is Mick Hucknall?
I've never met.
It's not a name one needs to say, unlike Mick Hucknall.
When I say Mick Hucknall, I mean Mick Hucknall, but I've never met a Mick Hucknall, which
But you
I would spell
you
like
said when you say Mick
Hucknall.
Hucknall, you mean Mick Hucknall.
That's right.
When you say Mick Hucknall, you mean Mick Hucknall. So what you were saying then is, when you say Mick Hucknall, you mean Mick Hucknall, which means you can say Mick Hucknall to mean Mick Hucknall. So you're fine. It's a lie.
But when I say Mick Hucknall to you, pronouncing it correctly, I'm imagining it is spelt like Mick Hucknall.
But in
other words, you get completely...
There's things like spontaneous. I know I'm not pronouncing that in the correct way.
What are you actually trying to pronounce there?
If something's a spontaneous event, or spontaneous...
Why don't you try and say spontaneous, and then you can explain to Gabby what you mean by spontaneous.
No, I'm spontaneous.
Were you relieved when Simply Red disbanded and stopped releasing albums?
I was relieved, and but it's a problem as an actress when you have to sort of read scripts and you can't. So I have to have them rewritten.
You could concentrate on working in sort of classical theatre before Because I don't think Shakespeare mentions Mick Hucknall more than a couple of times.
A script
That's a
without
really good
his
tip.
name in it, though, is simply read. So what do you think, David?
What do you think?
I think it has a ring of truth. I just can't imagine you having to say Mick Hucknall that often.
What do you think, Gabby?
She says Mick Hucknall so beautifully.
I think you're through it, and it's great that you could share it tonight, but I think it's only in honour of Katherine's full recovery we have to say that it's a lie.
Oh, OK. Katherine, truth or lie?
That was, in fact, a lie.
All that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 4 points to 1. But, of course, it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Gabby Logan. Yes, Gabby Logan, a woman who could lie for England, which is quite an achievement, considering she's Welsh. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where being a fraud gets a reward. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a man named Richard who's an adjudicator on a BBC One quiz show. So when I call him Clever Dick, I'm being factual, not rude. From Pointless, Richard Osman. And a comedian and actor whose distinctive looks can only be described as when Goliath ate Rick Mayall. It's Greg Davis. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a comedian who once told me he was as sane and normal as the next man, although at the time he was standing next to Vic Reeves. It's Bob Mortimer! And in Holby City, she murdered people, had affairs with doctors, got pregnant and was attacked by patients. It really was quite an episode. It's Patsy Kensit! And we start with round one. It's Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Greg is first up. Greg, would you reveal all?
At school, I invented a game called Snorkel Parker Music Practice Room.
There we are. Lee's team, what do you think?
What's the game called again?
It was called Snorkel Parker Music Practice Room.
Right, and can you describe the game to us?
Myself and several friends, we all had Snorkel Parkers.
What is a Snorkel Parker for some of the younger viewers?
It's a large hooded coat with a fur-lined
collar.
collar.
The one that comes out at the front.
Yeah,
and, it's fur.
And you can zip it up so that it comes right up, and so that only your eyes are visible.
Can you describe the rules? Imagine we've never met, I've got my Snorkel Parker. What would happen next?
Well, then you and I, Lee, will go to the music practice room when...
I'm not falling for this again.
And you zip up your Snorkel Parker, and then you when someone's practicing their violin with a violin teacher in the music practice room, you duck down below the window, and then you just come up with your Snorkel Parker on.
So just imagine you're a historical reenactment society. You've got your members there.
I suppose.
How would you?
I'd have to fully demonstrate it by using my making an ad.
Feel free to ask Richard and David to help you out on this.
Would you help me out with this?
Well, I mean, you see, this is one of the moments where I don't like having to.
Want to do it?
Yeah, all right.
Below, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
So if you imagine that this was the music practice room and there was someone in there having a lunchtime violin lesson, you would wait until they were in mid-tutorial and
Right,
then,
I'm picturing it, yeah.
and then together, after 3.
Okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
That's it, really.
Was the secret to getting the fact that they never knew who you were? Because you were
They wouldn't know you were because it's only your eyes showing. And he'd tell you to go away, so you would all duck down away, and then you'd leave it for a minute.
And then come back
and then
up
you'd just come back up again.
What age were you?
Maybe,
Tell me you weren't one of the teachers.
maybe 13, 14.
Right the way through to when you left?
Right through till sixth form, yeah.
You never got told to stop this, or you got...
Yeah, well, they would bang on the window and be really furious with us.
For 5 years, they were banging on the window. They never once thought to come out and say, that's getting really boring.
But you see...
I know you are, Greg, because you're 8'6".
But just out of interest, by show of hands, who would like to play Snorkel Parker music practice room?
I'm quite keen on the game.
I've already played it. I didn't really enjoy it.
It sounds ridiculous. I mean, the last
It
time
does sound utterly ridiculous, Greg. It's almost as if you're lying.
Do you think he is lying, Lee? What are you going to say on this one?
Well, I actually believe him. I could just see you doing that for kicks and giggles.
Bob, which way are you leaning with this?
Well, it's got the anticipation, it's got the jeopardy, it's got the lot. What a game! Greg,
Something tells me you're going to get a phone call from Waddington's.
If this gets picked up, this is just because I've talked about it now, it's mine, right?
It's only yours if you really played it. If it's a lie, then you haven't copyrighted
Well,
it.
If it is a lie and I've just read it off this thing, whose idea is it?
Well, the person who wrote the lie.
I'd like to maintain the rights to Balaclava Sports Hall. If anyone's interested.
Right, Lee, it's time to take a guess. What are you going to say?
We're going for true.
You're saying it's true. OK. Greg, were you telling the truth? Or were you telling
Well, right, because that would make me utterly pathetic, wouldn't it? Yes, I was telling the truth.
Yes, it's true. Greg did invent a game called Snorkel Parker Music Practice Room. At school, Greg was very popular with the other pupils. Not surprising, really, considering they'd created him in a science lesson. Richard, you're next.
I once buried a badger with the banker from Deal or No Deal.
Lee's team.
I know the programme, but who is that? Who is the banker? We never hear the banker, do we?
No, I'm not allowed to tell. If I told you, I'd have to bury you alongside the badger, I'm afraid.
Oh, so the badger found out. Is that what happened to him?
What's burying the badger a euphemism for? This banker, can you describe him to me, please?
Yes, I could do. He's just a guy, like you and I. Somewhere in between.
Well,
you
which
and
one
I.
is it? Why do you know the guy from...
I know that way back when I used to be the producer of Deal or No Deal.
Right, and what's his name?
He is called the banker.
No, what's his real name?
I can't tell you what his real name is.
It's on the credits of the show.
What does it say on the credits of the show?
It says the banker as himself.
Why was the badger dead?
Yeah.
We hit it with a car, unfortunately.
What were you doing in the car with him?
About 70. We were on holiday together.
Where were you on holiday?
Badger Country, Cornwall.
Was Edmund there? Sorry, I'm not part of this, am I? Sorry.
It's a good question, though, Greg. Was Noel there?
No, it was a holiday.
Before you buried the badger, did he put him in a box and then there was loads of other empty boxes? And then you stood there and you had to choose which box it was. Dead squirrel, wrong box.
I think it's very sad that the badger died and everything.
Yes.
But why so much trouble to dig the grave?
Because the banker's wife was with us.
Oh, can you tell us her name, or does she work for, the Iranian government?
What is the name of the banker? Was this during the day or of the evening?
It was late at night.
Had you had a few...
I had had a few, yeah.
So you went and got
Were you driving then?
No, I wasn't driving.
If he's not going to say the name of the banker, of Deal or Deal, he's not going to on national television go, I was driving, I was mullet.
Say badger, I mean none.
And then what?
The banker's wife then says we should bury it.
The banker's wife. It sounded like Cluedo, this. Go on.
To which the obvious answer is we're not going to bury it. It's 2 in the morning.
Right.
It's really cold and it's dark.
What's happened then?
So the badger is dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Sad occasion. I'm not underestimating the sadness of it. And there's probably a badger wife and badger children at home, so that's... I accept
You're not allowed to say their names either.
So you checked the gender of the badger then? You know it was a male badger? Or a female badger in a same-sex relationship who've adopted a small badger, perhaps an orphaned badger without a home in need of rest?
Wildly overestimating the sophistication of the badger community.
But what happens next?
We went back, got spades.
Yeah.
Went back to where the badger lay prone, buried it, said a few words.
What did you say?
Just said, Lord, protect this badger. Or worse than that.
If only you'd said it an hour earlier. So go on, Lord, protect this badger.
I think I said a few words about the family of the badger and gave some words
Tell
of
us
apology.
the word. I want the words.
I apologise to the family of this badger, wherever they may be, because I'm guessing they're nearby.
Yeah.
Put some stones on it. Went back home, started drinking again.
So, Lee, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
Truth or lie?
Oh, I think it's true, Lee.
Bob thinks it's true.
You think it's true? Yeah.
Patsy?
I don't believe the badger bit. I think the badger bit...
That's quite essential to the story. But everything else you believe.
I believe he knows the banker.
Right.
I think he knows the banker's wife.
Well, there's your answer. There's your answer. We think it's true apart from the badger bit.
Lee, it's time to make
Well,
your
it's
mind up.
true. It's true.
You're saying it's true. Richard, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Yes, it's true. Richard did bury a badger with the banker from Deal or No Deal. Patsy, you're up next.
When I was younger, I was regularly paid to babysit Marvin, my neighbour's pet dog, who had died and been stuffed.
David's team.
Right. So that you were babysitting the dog only post-mortem?
Yes, after he died.
What did your duties involve?
Well, they were elderly people. They'd leave out, like, food and water. And what I used to do, because I felt so sorry for them, was I would sort of pour a bit of the water away and, like, half the food and stick it in, you know, the rubbish under some kitchen or...
So they come back to, you see?
Yeah, he's alive.
He is alive.
They thought the dog was alive, did they?
Well, no, they can't have, but they behaved... I mean, it was a very unusual family, and she had pictures, framed pictures of him when he was alive and when he was stuffed.
How do you know the difference? The photographs?
Because it wasn't a good stuffing.
I suppose the stuff one, he always looks exactly the same wherever he was.
Yeah, his expression didn't change much.
What sort of dog had Marvin been before?
Yorkshire Terrier.
Right. And
we had a Yorkshire Terrier called Pepper, who was alive, I'd like to say.
That was rubbing their nose in it, wasn't it?
Stuffed peppers.
But our dog... But our dog was, like, totally untrained. I mean, adorable, but...
Whereas Marvin was so well behaved.
What position was Marvin stuffed in? What was...
Standing.
Did he have a facial expression? If there was any kind of emotion coming
Like
from...
this, like that.
So, like he was angry, like he died in a battle.
Maybe he was stuffed to death.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
If I had a stuffed dog that was stood up, I'd put one of its legs in a bucket, then I'd always know where that bucket was.
What do you think, David? Which way are you leaning on this?
What do you think, Richard? Sounds quite convincing.
You're convinced?
Well, I think it's impressively told if it's a lie.
I think impressively told. A
You
lot
know,
of the
that's a
detail...
question. You're not an actress, are you, Patsy?
A lot of people say I'm not, actually.
Well, I think it's a lie.
My instinct is it's the truth. We're going to say it's true.
You're saying it's true. OK.
Oh, no.
Patsy Kensit, were you telling us the truth or were you telling us a lie?
That story was a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Patsy wasn't regularly paid to babysit her neighbour's stuffed pet dog. So at the end of that round, Lee's team are in the lead by 3 points to 0.
Well done, team.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Pauline. So, Richard, what is Pauline to you?
This is Pauline. Last year we met at a Snoop Dogg gig and we bonded because we were the two oldest fans in the room.
David, how do you know Pauline?
This is Pauline. When I was a cub, she was the Arcala and she had to take me out of the scout hut once for asking too many questions when we were being given a talk by the police.
And finally, Greg, your relationship with Pauline?
This is Pauline. She's my mum. She once drove past me when I was having my first fight and got out of her car to cheer me on.
Lee's team, where do you start?
Greg, how old were you on this first fight?
12.
Right. And so where was this? At school?
No.
Where was it?
Outside...
Outside the music room?
It was in the street.
In the street?
Yeah.
Who were you fighting?
I honestly can't remember his name. He was a lad, and he was in the year above me. And I remember he had fairly distinctive red hair.
Is that why you fought him?
I fought him because he'd fought one of my friends.
Oh, OK, so this was like a... You were like doing a heroic gesture.
Yeah.
And he was older than you?
Yes.
What was your friend called?
Well, I'm from Shropshire, so he was called Chinese Dave.
Is everyone called Chinese Dave in Shropshire?
No, I just think he was called Chinese Dave, and I honestly don't know the reason, because he certainly wasn't Chinese. I think it's because he used to wear a hat.
Well, that would be it. That would be it.
That'll be it, probably.
What was your fighting technique, do you recall?
It was a sort of windmill of bones. Just like this.
Windmill of bones? I give you the windmill of bones!
What was your mum shouting at you by way of encouragement?
I mean, as I recall, it was just get in there.
Do him, yeah.
Get in there, son, is what I...
And was she there the first time you had sex?
This was in the street. Your mum was driving.
Yeah.
Past you, saw you.
She knew about the attack on Chinese...
Dave,
yeah. Who wears a hat.
So I presume she saw what was going on and thought, oh, it's good that my son is avenging Chinese Dave's...
So, did she get out of the car or just do it from the window? Was it a drive-by?
She got out.
You didn't win the fight. Did your mum then... Surely she stepped in and stopped it, or did she say, keep fighting?
Well, let me tell you, Patsy, the fight came to a fairly abrupt end.
Why? And
I'm going to give you some very specific detail now.
Thank you.
Because I was chewing polos during the fight.
Please, no, you're not going to try and convince us that they came out and your mum thought it was teeth.
Hear me out. I got caught in their mouth, and literally I spat polos everywhere, and my mum went, oh no, it's teeth, it's teeth!
What's your mum called?
Pauline.
Has she got a nickname, like Heckling Pauline or anything?
Although, I would tell you, she has an impressive history, because she was in a play fight with my dad once, and he locked himself in a toilet, and to get to him in the play fight, my mum punched a hole through a door. So there's obviously a violent streak in this woman. It is true, though. It's definitely true. That is my mum.
Who's next? Who are you going to do next?
OK, so we'll go with David, shall we?
Yes.
David, just let me recap. Am I right in saying that there was a talk by the police at the Cubs?
Yeah.
And you asked one too many questions to the policeman?
Yes, I was full of questions.
What kind of questions were you asking?
Well, I was asking about various, issues involved in fighting crime.
How old were you?
I think I was about 8.
Right. What kind of crime-fighting questions were you asking?
Well, there was a problem I felt. There was a problem with vandalism and graffiti in the area.
At that age, you're supposed to be taking part rather than complaining about it. That's OK. Different upbringings. That's fine. What are the questions?
I asked a lot about the locks in Cagney and Lacey. I was at the time very aware of the security measures in all those flats in New York and the big locks on the doors. And I said, why don't we have locks like that? And how can we keep burglars out if we don't have locks like that?
Right.
And the policeman was saying how you can't keep out a determined burglar. And I was saying, well, why do we lock the doors at all then? But I wasn't really aware that he was supposed to be trying to get on with a talk, and maybe the questions would happen at the end, and maybe they wouldn't all be asked by me.
Where was this Cubs?
It was in Headington.
Headington?
Where I grew up.
Well, I know that. I don't think you travelled.
Yeah.
I assumed it was where you lived, otherwise that would be bonkers. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Newcastle, but that ain't
No, my
travel.
parents had heard about a very good Cub Scout group about 400 miles away, and they thought about driving me there to get the very best training at the time. Yeah, absolutely. But
what badges did you get, David?
Don't talk about badges in front of Richard. Richard, remind us once again of your truth.
Pauline and I met at the Snoop Dogg gig.
Oh, where was he playing?
It was at the Forum in Kentish Town.
When was this? What year?
Last year.
Last year.
So he was called Snoop Dogg because he's been called a lot of things.
Well, he certainly has. In the olden days, he was Snoop Doggy Dogg, but now just Snoop Dogg.
But whereabouts were you in the Forum? Whereabouts were you watching the show from?
Well, we met when there was a delay, as there often is at rap concerts. There's sort of an hour delay, so I went up to the little bar.
Why is there a delay?
Well, because it's Snoop. You don't rush Snoop.
Who supported him? Did he have a support act?
Yeah, Corrupt.
What was
with a K.
With a K, wow.
With a K.
I'd have left after them.
What was his hair like, Snoop's? How's he wearing his hair?
He was wearing his hair, he had sort of cornrows, essentially.
He knows all the words, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's definitely read up on this.
Yeah. So you guys, your eyes met across the...
No, in this delay, I went up to, there's a little quieter bar upstairs, and I went up there to play a bit of Scrabble on my phone.
Oh, God.
Because I was with younger people and they were enjoying the support act, they were enjoying the fact that there was a delay and there was loud music playing, I was enjoying it less.
Yeah.
Pauline was reading a book.
Right.
So I thought, OK, she's quite bored as well of this thing. So anyway, I'm playing my thing. She said, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm playing Scrabble on my phone." She said, "I didn't know you could play Scrabble on a phone."
Right.
So I showed her, and then we started playing Scrabble on a phone, have done ever since. And then...
Ever since? Well, you're going out with each other now.
You know what, Lee? Early days.
Have you actually met up with Maureen since?
Pauline.
You're not going to be able to dissect us with those blunt little...
So, Lee, where's this leading you? What are you thinking, Lee?
Patsy, do we believe any of these people? Because they're all sounding chronically untrue.
The Chronic, of course, was one of the first albums Snoop was on.
Why did you...
I could see David in his Cub shorts and being worried about the graffiti. He's not like the sort of person that it would have upset him. And
I'm intrigued by this slight physical resemblance between Greg and the lady.
I know what you mean, yeah. Do you mind standing up, Greg, again? Would you stand next to this lady you claim to be your mother?
Next to my mum?
Well, let's call her a woman for now. Right. Now... I'm guessing, for this mean average to work out, your dad is the Jolly Green Giant.
No, but you see, Lee, it's a fact that a son has to be taller than their mum.
it's either Richard or Greg, I think. So that's my answer.
So you think it's...
I think it's Richard.
You think it's Richard? You think it's Richard or Greg?
Yeah.
Don't forget
Richard.
What are you going to say?
The Scout hat one. The
sorry. Are you still here?
The Scout hat.
OK, I need an answer, and I really do need it now.
For David. He's trying to double bluff me at the end, so I'm going to go with
saying
David.
it's David.
And if it is David, I'll be so happy now.
You're saying it's David?
I think it's David.
OK, Pauline, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name's Pauline. I am Greg's mother. And...
Yes, Pauline is Greg's mum, and she did cheer him on when he had his first ever fight. It must have been awful to see him fighting.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Pauline. You're welcome. So at the end of that round, Lee's team are in the lead by 3 points to 1. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Live. We start with... Bob.
I can break an apple in half with my bare hands.
David's team.
What is your technique?
I take it in the hands.
Yes. Are your hands bare at this point?
Of course they're bare.
Yes.
Friction's very much part of this this equation. You must pull it, I'm going to say east to west. A lot of people think you need to twist. You don't need to twist.
You don't need to twist.
Really?
You just
don't need to
pull
twist.
apart.
Pull it apart.
How do you get the
Pull the
grip?
apple apart.
Won't your hands just slide away from it? I'd have thought you'd need to twist.
If you twist, you fail. Twisting equals tears.
So you just grip the apple in your hands and then fling them apart, and you have 2 half apples.
No, I rip it apart.
Yeah. The way you were miming it then, there's like downward pressure from the thumbs, almost as if you're trying to open it like a book.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like? Because I can believe that more than the just grip, bang!
Yes. No, David, that's fair enough. Yes.
It's just you're almost like you insert.
But I so wish it was bang. It's not.
No, you're inserting the thumbs to try and pull it apart that way.
No insertion.
All right.
No,
but
that's
downward
the grip.
pressure.
Downward pressure, and there it is.
So where are the thumbs? Are the thumbs either side of the stalk?
You know where the thumbs are, David.
Where are the thumbs either side of the stalk?
Yes.
No insertion or penetration?
No, absolutely not. No, the thumbs are used for gripping, not for ripping. That's what I was talking about. And if you remember that...
The system comes with a catchphrase.
If you can remember that, you too will be parting apples.
How long have you done this for?
I have done it for a long time. What I used to do to entertain was I used to take hard-boiled eggs, peel them, I can still do it, and I could take the shell off in one. And you actually peel the membrane rather than trying to... Don't be all rough-handed and don't, take your time. Off it comes bang.
And when did you...
That's the correct way to present. With an apple, it's this.
When did you first discover that you could do the apple? How did it come about? How did it come to be?
I can't remember the first time I did it. I can remember the feeling.
What was the feeling?
The feeling was magnificent.
Right, David, is that the truth?
I don't think so, but it could be. Can we leave it at that?
Yeah, that's fine. OK, on to the next round. No, we can't.
I agree with that. I'd love to see him do... I hope it's true, because then they'll make him do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. If it's not true,
Make
will
him
they
do
make
it
him
anyway.
try?
So what's it going to be?
Oh, I really want it to be true, but it isn't true, I don't think.
You can't pull an apple apart, can you?
You can't just rip it in half. I so want you to be able to.
If you and I can't, sure.
And I can't.
I've never tried.
Have you ever tried?
If I had an apple here, and I can have a few
But I think
goes.
if those two can't do it, David, with the greatest respect, it's highly unlikely you're going to pull it off.
Tremendously, frighteningly strong hands, as I found out to my own cost. So you think it's a lie, then?
I'm afraid I do,
OK,
yeah.
well, I'll go with the giant.
You're going to say it's a lie? All right, saying it's a lie. Bob, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Yes. Well, guess what I've got under the desk? My trusty box of apples. It's a proper apple. Ready,
Yes.
Bob?
It's a big one.
Thank you. Not you, him.
Does your husband play cricket?
I love that sort of thing. Where shall I do it?
I really hope he can't do it.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 4 points to 1. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Richard Osman. Yes, Richard Osman. He is nothing but a liar, which means that the thousands of people who lost on Pointless, thanks to his adjudication skills, can now seek compensation. Good night.
Jumping into the hot seat, Kathy Burke is the guest host for Have I Got News For You next tonight on BBC One. Then it gets awkward between Lee and Lucy when they wake up with no idea what happened the night before. Not going out is at 9:30.
Lie to You, the show where deception is the dish of the day. On Lee Mack's team tonight, the woman who is to Sue Perkins what Sue Perkins is to Mel Gedroych. It's Mel Gedroych! And a comedian who's been making people laugh for more than a quarter of a century. To put that in context, when he started, George Michael was straight, the Berlin Wall stood, and David Mitchell's jacket was in fashion. It's Bob Mortimer! Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, he's the star of sitcom Citizen Khan, who came last when he appeared on Celebrity Mastermind. It's that disregard for humiliation that makes him perfect for our show. It's Adil Ray! And he's a former member of Westlife who recently spent 3 weeks in the bush. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere, but this is a family show, so work it out for yourselves. It's Cian Egan! Of course, with round one, it's Home Truths. This is where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Mel is first up tonight.
I once licked David Bowie's cake just to be close to him.
David.
Now, I would have thought that was not a good way of being close to him, but that was a way of being forcibly removed from his presence. So how did licking his cake bring you close to him?
Right, so, it was the 1980s. I believe it was the year of the Glass Spider tour.
Yeah.
I was working as a waitress.
In a cocktail
bar.
Not a Bowie song. I was going to say, I'm sure. I'm no expert, but that's not one of his.
That much is true.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, if you were working as a waitress...
It wasn't a cocktail bar, it was a cappuccino bar, because it was the 80s. So I was working as a waitress in a cappuccino bar.
Hang on, was cappuccino popular in the 80s? Let's get this...
Yeah, they came in the 80s, didn't they?
They arrived in Port Talbot a week last Thursday.
Anyway, I'm not quite good-looking enough / slim enough to be serving at tables.
Oh, right.
So
did they tell you this? Did they say, I'm sorry, love, I'm sorry.
No.
I can't have you serving the customers, I'm sorry.
We're going to have to hide you round the back making the froth.
No, pretty much. I was a washer-upper in the aforementioned cappuccino bar. Now, massive excitement one day. I'm in the back doing the washing up. The word is spreading like wildfire. Bowie's in, Bowie's in, Bowie's in. I saw him in profile, sitting
How did you see him from
at the
kitchen?
cappuccino bar because I could look
Right.
through the door.
You were allowed.
Occasionally.
And all the customers went... she was grabbed back in again.
Get back in the chocolate sprinkles pit!
So, Bowie had ordered, let's imagine, I think it was something like a sort of a hot chocolate fudge slice, please, or something like that.
Can we get on to the licking?
Let's get on to the licking.
It's like Friday night in my house.
I thought, I'm not going to get to say hello to him because I'm not allowed to go out front and serve the man. So what can I do just to feel that I have entered him in some way? I mean, just...
Yes, that some of your DNA has
him.
been ingested by the great man.
What sort of lick? With bearing in mind that this is very much a family show, do the lick for us.
Plate, slice, it would have been... I'll just try and get back in the zone. It would have just been a...
So it's just a little. That's not what I imagined, actually. I thought you would go up and down it a couple of times.
Just a little, polite
just
lick.
a touch.
It was full of homage and reverence for the great man. And then obviously it went out, and I never saw him again.
It wasn't long after that he was hospitalised. All right, David, what are you thinking? Could this be true?
Well, it could be true, but
you know, she started off as a waitress, then she became, you know,
a washer-upper.
A washer-upper.
Yes.
I think it sounds so absurd, and she's been so random that I think there's an element of truth to it, personally.
So what are you going to say, David? Is it truth or is it a lie?
Well, one or the other. I think on balance it's a lie.
You're going to say lie. So, Mel, licking David Bowie's cake, is it true or was it a lie?
It is a great fat true.
Yes, it's true. And Mel did lick David Bowie's cake so she could feel closer to him. Bob, it's your turn.
The police once ordered me to leave town, unspecified, because I was frightening the locals.
David's team, what do you think?
Could you give us some context, Bob?
I'll give you the name of the town. It was Castle Douglas.
Ah. Where is that?
It's southwest Scotland.
And why were you in Castle Douglas?
Was it a tour or something?
No, it was a long time ago. I was only 17, 18, that kind of age. And
a numerical age, that kind.
Yeah.
Rather than iron or bronze. That's a different kind of...
I was with two friends trying to get as close to the Gulf Stream as I possibly could.
What? What do you mean you wanted to get close to the Gulf Stream?
It seems such an appealing, far-off, miraculous thing, this hot stream of water so near us, that it was hard to believe in it just from the textbooks.
But it's not like a spa. It's a massive flow within the ocean.
Yeah, but
you can't see it.
Well, if you're at the Logan Botanical Gardens...
there's a lovely view of the Gulf Stream.
No, but you can see the effects of the Gulf Stream. You know, it's like a tropical gardens, and so in that way you sense the influence of the Gulf Stream. Well, no, it's extraordinary.
I know all teenagers are absolutely mad on the Gulf Stream. They can't get enough of it, and it's...
And flowers.
But that was one reason amongst many.
But the police of Castle Douglas don't mind the teenagers who will flock there to admire the effect of the Gulf Stream. So what was it that you did that put their noses out of joint?
We scared the locals, apparently, because we were wearing very grotesque masks.
Why were you wearing masks? If you're going to gardens, why would you wear a mask?
Ah, well, here's the thing. That's a perfect question.
Yeah. Just before you answer it, have a minute.
we were travelling in a Morris Minor, and we were sleeping in the car. There was three of us. There's me mate Harry Harriman and Steve.
Steve.
Steve, by the way. He was. Steve, by the way.
Steve, by the way, as in incidentally.
Yes. Anyway, we had these...
You're wearing these masks?
We're wearing these grotesque...
Why are we wearing these masks?
We're wearing these masks because we didn't have anywhere to sleep and we were sleeping in the car.
Right.
They'd been given us by Harry Harriman's mum, to keep us warm at night because of the heat.
What, grotesque latex masks?
Yes. They were just old men's masks, but they were to keep us warm. Harry Harriman's mum she sold these stuff from home, and she sold another thing which was called a jobble top, which was a bobble hat that made it into a jumper, and the big bobble was at the back and it buttoned down the front, and that was.
I'm telling you now, right? If this is a lie and they end up saying lie, I will say to you, why did you make it more difficult for yourself? by mentioning the joggle top, or whatever it was called.
Because I'm imagining my sleeping arrangements and think, yes, we had the latex masks on and these giant, like, what they're called jobble tops.
Right,
okay. So, if you're wearing a sleeping mask and you're scaring the locals, like, normally the locals would be in bed when you're going to sleep, and it's dark, and you're in your car and you got a scary mask on,
No, we were just... On our daytime drive from Dundee to Castle Douglas...
With masks on.
As we went past
Keep
people,
your faces warm.
we were staring at them with our scary masks.
Why did you not remove... Because I would say, from my experience of sleeping all night in a classic car in a latex mask and a jobble top, you get quite clammy. And so in many ways, it's quite a relief to take the latex mask off for the next day's drive.
Yes, and
not to mention how it helps being able to see where you're going.
Yeah. No, of course, we take the mask off in the morning, but then round about midday, you wanted to put it back on.
Yeah. At what point did the police get involved? Didn't the police get involved?
We parked up in Castle Douglas, right next to a shop, because we wanted to get one of their famous Scotch pies. As we came out of the shop, I was grabbed by a policeman, and it was a sergeant, by the way.
Sergeant, by the way? So that's how you got away with it, because you said, don't worry, that's me dad.
Maybe it was. was.
I'm a sergeant, by the way. I think, Daddy!
So the sergeant,
by the way,
he took me to the police station, and
So he arrested you?
Yes, taken, put in a room, and then the sergeant and a plainclothes detective came in.
Plainclothes detective? Oh, yeah.
What? You said
CID have now been involved.
And then they said, you're going to have to wait here. We've sent for a specialist from Edinburgh.
and then, as we sat in, it came in and said, right, what's with the funny faces? They said, what's with the funny faces?
So what did you say?
Well, we explained what had happened, that we had these funny faces, that we slept in them, and that we're terribly sorry to have caused any offence.
So presumably then they released you?
Sergeant, by the way, followed us till we were out of the city limits. So that's my story. It's quite a holiday.
What do you think?
I know what I think.
What do you think?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
That's not what I think. Kian, what do you think?
I'm going to go untrue.
OK, Kian's going untrue. Adil's going true. David?
My initial reaction is it's a lie. Let's say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
Bob Mortimer.
Yes?
Was that story true? Or was it a lie?
It was true.
Yes, it was true. The police did order Bob to leave town because he was frightening the locals.
Oh.
Right, Kian is up next.
The first time Westlife sang on Top of the Pops, Louis Walsh made sure we stood up from our stools at the right time by hiding in the crowd and waving a banana above his head.
Lee's team.
What song were you singing?
It was our first #1.
Which was?
Swear It Again.
Swear it again.
Swear it again. I know it. I'm
sure you do.
So you're on a stool. I'm imagining you're on a stool, so you're doing a ballad.
Yes. All the Westlife songs are ballads, Lee.
Why did he not say to you, when you get to a key word in the song, all stand up? Why can he not trust you to do that?
Don't you know that songs are extremely repetitive?
Oh, I know yours. Sorry.
So make some work.
I'm joking.
They were moving.
I know, I'm a
They were
massive Westlife.
gorgeous.
I'm not in any way saying I wasn't. I'm simply saying, why couldn't you stand up at the key word to the song? Why couldn't he say to you, oh, I see what you mean, because you're saying the same words over and over again.
It's like there's a certain point that he wanted us to do it, but like I think the problem when it was for us is like, well, you know, you're so nervous, you're on Top of the Pops for the first time, and we were #1.
In top of the Pops world,
yeah,
I remember they always had really trendy people dancing to make the whole thing look sort of cool.
Yeah.
Did Louis look? Was he dressed trendily? Did he fit in with the audience? Was he dancing?
He was like behind the camera.
He was behind. He wouldn't be in front of the camera waving a banana, would he?
I thought he was in front of the camera waving a banana.
No.
I'm sorry. He wasn't
because
doing that.
Because
he wasn't. He'd
if
never do
everyone
that.
can see the cue, you might as well shout, "Get off your stool!" That would do the same thing.
But how did he cover it in case you were looking in the camera rather than looking behind the cameras?
No, you can see a banana.
You can see a banana.
Look out to the back of the crowd there, Bob. If someone was to hold up a banana, do you think you'd see it?
Hold it, there we are.
Somebody is.
Somebody's doing it.
Oh my God!
That is bizarre.
Why don't we try and recreate the moment?
I agree.
Okay? So here's what would happen. The
Sing,
three of you
sing.
would go out front. Not yet.
No! Out front?
And you'd lean.
I'm not wearing any trousers.
And you'd lean on the desk. And when I wave my banana in the air, you three will stand up together.
Yay!
One for you.
Thank you.
For you. Enjoy it, David. Round to the front.
I think I should be in the middle.
Oh, you want to be
no,
in the
by
middle?
all means. Please, I will cede the
Bobby.
captaincy for the...
I did spend 14 years on the side, you know, at least I should be in the middle now.
Are you going to wave the banana?
I tell you what, the girl who's got the banana can wave the banana. OK, so here they are, a newly formed Westlife with You Raise Me Up.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, Lee, what are you thinking? Was it true? Did
do you know
Louis do
what?
that?
You know when you think, I'm not sure, we need to see it again?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have the time.
Okay.
What's it going to be? Truth or lie?
Bob, what do you think?
Well, when I recorded my first shows I did on telly, my camera had a banana on it, so I knew what camera to look at. So I'm thinking maybe.
You think it might be true? Mel?
I think it's a lie.
OK, it's going to be a lie.
You're going to say lie?
Lie.
I'm worried
Okay.
now. Pressure.
Kian,
Pressure.
truth or lie?
It was, in fact, a lie.
Yes, it was a lie. Louis Walsh didn't tell Westlife how to stand up by waving his banana at them. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Richard. So, Adil, what is Richard to you?
This is Richard, and we had to spend an entire holiday hiding from an angry Greek man because we got lost at sea in his boat.
OK. Cian, how do you know Richard?
I know Richard because, basically, Richard outbid me at an auction for a waxwork of myself.
And finally, David, your relationship with Richard.
This is Richard. He recently let me take control of his crusher and destroy a car.
So there we are. Adil's boating buddy, Cian's waxwork winner, or David's car crusher. Lee, where do you want to start?
Cian,
Shoot.
what were you doing bidding for your own waxwork?
Well, put it this way, you know, in my house back in Ireland, I have a nice room full of, like, trophies and awards and stuff, and my waxwork was pretty decent. I thought, you know, why not?
Was it Madame Tussauds?
No.
What was the waxwork?
No. It was a place called World of Wax in Cork.
In Cork?
As opposed to World of Cork in wax.
Had you ever seen this waxwork before?
We'd seen pictures of them online and stuff like
But
that.
aren't
you
I
know,
right in saying that when you do a waxwork, you model for them? You actually...
Well, if you go to Madame Tussauds, that's what they do. But
not
in the waxworks of
They just get a candle and a hammer and go...
This is like...
Oh, geez, that'll do. Right, get me another big candle and a hammer.
You haven't said why Richard was bidding against you. Is he sort of...
He was trying to get it for his mother.
For his mother?
Yeah.
Why his mother?
Because his mother was a huge fan.
Right, and what price did it go for?
I think about £3,500 in the end.
£3,500?
I'm not being rude, but how much would you charge per day to go round to his mum's and just stand there? Because I reckon for £2,500 he could have got the real thing for the day.
Lee, who else do you want to question?
Adil, you're in Greece, you're on holiday. Whereabouts in Greece?
Kavos.
In Kavos?
Yeah.
OK, and you rent a boat, do you?
Yeah, from the Greek man.
Right.
Yeah.
You go off, just the two of you?
No, there's two other guys.
Four of you in total?
Yeah.
What sort of boat was it?
A speedboat thing that, you know, you go on holiday, you hire these speedboats.
Yeah.
Well, what went wrong?
Well, the Greek man, he told us not to go too far, but, you know, being lads, you're on holiday, you have a bit of a laugh, don't you? So we were on the boat and we just went as far as we can.
Which is
out to sea?
Out to sea, past the boys and all that.
What boys?
Not boys, boys. So, yeah, so we went out too far and we ran out of petrol. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So it's me and Richard and these two other guys, and we're on there.
Can we have names for the other guys?
Can't remember the Scousers. Scousers.
Teddy and Barry.
We'll just, yeah, probably.
So what happened? You eventually got back? But
Well,
you were
eventually,
that.
pitch black, and then we got rescued by fishermen. We got towed to the shore bit,
yeah,
and then we got there, and the Greek man, the angry Greek man, was was angry with us. We couldn't understand him. He just kept on doing this to us.
That means your time's up, surely.
Well, Lee, what about David's story?
Oh, yes, David.
David, just remind us of
I
your
said
connection.
that Richard, he let me take control of his crusher.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
and
car.
destroy a car.
Right. Where was this?
It was in London.
How did it come about that you were taking control of the crusher?
I was walking along one of London's streets, and a football bounced out in front of me. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do know you're not reading the bedtime story on CBeebies, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
You had a magical tone to your voice then. It was lovely to see.
So the ball has bounced out,
Yeah, and I sort of looked to where this ball's come from, and it's come from a sort of place where they crush cars, you know, a breaker's yard.
Did you have the pressure of, oh no, I'm supposed to kick this back, but I'll never be able to do it. I'll pick it up and hand it to them on a cushion.
No, I was keen to kick it back, and no, of course not. Yes, I picked it up because I thought I will present it back to them like a vase. Well, the anything not to have to interact with it in a sporty way.
Yes.
And at this point, Richard was wandering out of the breaker's yard, and I, you know, sort of awkwardly hand him the ball, and he recognises me from television.
Oh, big head.
Yeah. And they, him and his friends ask if they can have a photo with me because of my fame. And I think beauty. And so they take a photo, and, you know, all fine. And then he says, would you like a go on the crusher? And the reason he says, would you like a go on the crusher, is he said it would be a good thing to say you'd done on Would I Lie to You? And it occurred to me that he was right.
Right.
And so he said, and it's very easy. The car got plonked in, and you press the crusher button.
And what actually happened?
And it's remarkable.
Is it just like Jaws? I mean, I don't mean the film. I mean, is it like, is it like that? Is that how it works?
Yes, exactly.
That's an epic moment in your life. I agree. That would be a big thing to be able to say.
Yeah.
I'd remember it really clearly if it happened to me. I wouldn't even hesitate if I was asked the next question. I'd be able to say it straight away. What kind of car was it?
It was a Citroën Picasso.
Right. And what colour was it?
Green.
How did you feel as you crushed
There was
this
something
car?
about the way you said that, where your lips committed to it before your brain had.
So we need an answer here. Lee's team, is Richard Adil's boating buddy, Cian's waxwork winner, or David's car crusher?
Look at Richard's face.
Yes.
He says many things, doesn't he? But what he doesn't say to me is car crusher.
Absolutely. I think he's Adol's friend.
You think he's Adol's friend?
Yeah.
Based on...
They're neat. They're both neat.
They're neat. Mel is going for Adol. Bob's going I'm going for Adol, so we're going to have to go for Adol. I'm not going to argue with the team.
Richard, would you please reveal your true identity?
Hi, I'm Richard. Adel and I upset a Greek man when we got lost at sea in his boat.
Thank you very much, Richard. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lives, and we start with... It is Lee.
When my kids were younger, I designed a special system for remembering which Teletubby was which.
David's team.
OK.
Name the Teletubbies.
Name the Teletubbies?
Yeah.
All right. You had Cian. Oh, no, that's Westlife. Hang on. You had Poe, Lala, Tinky Winky, and Dipsy. And Stuart Sutcliffe, but he left before Ringo.
Do you know what colours each of them are?
Oh, you bet. You've got Poe, who is red.
Poe is red, OK.
Yes. Dipsy isn't.
Yeah. Dipsy...
Well, neither's Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
And I'll say the same about Lala.
Winky.
So the system of your kids was just to find out which one was red?
No, Poe's the red one. The green one is Dipsy. Lala is yellow.
Yellow.
And who have I missed?
Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky is like a purple.
But how do you know? What's the system? How do you know that they're those colours? You said you had a system.
I have got a system. Do you want to know the system?
Yes.
Right. Poe.
Yep.
I remember as being like a post box, so that's red. Lala sounds like yellow. Well, it doesn't, but it sounds more like yellow than Poe, Tinky Winky or Dipsy. Tinky Winky, I sort of have a visual picture of him.
A visual picture?
A visual picture, yeah. A visual picture of him with his willy out, which I picture of him as his little Tinky Winky.
Purple.
Purple. Urgent and purple.
Dipsy sounds a bit like the deep sea, which is green. It isn't, it's usually blue, but the deep sea is definitely more green than it is purple, red or yellow.
Thank you.
I'm not sure about this Willy thing, because in the end you were teaching your kids, weren't you? So...
No, I didn't say I was teaching my kids.
No, he's teaching
There's
himself.
one thing my
to
family
remember.
never do, is we don't teach our kids anything. My father before me, his father before him. We haven't got where we are today by teaching each other things. No, this was to just so help me remember, because I would often say to the kids, pick Poe up, and the kid would go, loser, it's Lala.
The tragedy of this moment is that as a result of this, I will now remember the colours.
Thus proving the system works.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've certainly got a system now.
I've got a system.
I mean, I will remember Poe is red because of a post box.
Yeah.
Dip Sea is green because it's like deep sea, which isn't green but might be. Tinky Winky's got an urgent purple member. R is yellow because it sounds more like yellow than the others, even though none of them sound like yellow. I will never be able to forget that.
I'm not saying he's a purple member.
David, is he telling the truth?
What do you think?
You know, the thing that gets me is, like, of course the system's completely and utterly daft, but he's pretty daft. And on top of that, he didn't get any of it wrong any time he said it.
He may just know the colour of the Teletubbies without... Because I think the system, effective though it's proved to be, is just something he's invented. I think we've seen him invent it. Do you think it's true?
No, I don't think it is. I agree with you. I think he knows the colours of the Teletubbies. He probably has watched it with his kids, but I don't think he actually has a system.
You think it's true?
Oh, no, let's not go down this road again.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'm going with you, whatever.
I'm just not
and do you
good
know
at
what?
this game.
I think if I go with you and it turns out you're wrong this time, the only time I go with you, then I'm just going to find that funny. I'm just going to find it, you know, like the very end, like it's gone beyond tragedy, and you just laugh at death.
Do you want to say lie?
We're saying
regardless
lie.
of Cian thinking it's okay. Yeah. You're saying lie. They're saying
like
it's a
the
lie.
confidence.
Lee, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was, in fact, true.
Okay. Calm yourself.
Okay. I am so merry.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 5 points to 0. But it's not just a team game. My individual liar of the week this week is Bob Mortimer. Yes, Bob Mortimer, who is what we call an excellent liar, or what estate agents call a beginner. Good night. To Would I Lie to You, the show with unvarnished truths and highly polished lies. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a man who spent his whole career sitting next to a comedy genius. So tonight will be a welcome change for him. It's Bob Mortimer. And a comedian and actress who's been described as having a bit of Morecambe and Wise about her. Hopefully they mean Eric's quick wit and not Ernie's short, fat, hairy legs. It's Diane Morgan. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, winner of the Great British Bake Off. She's in such demand that last December she was asked to go to Luton and turn on their Christmas light. It's Nadia Hussain. And he's an actor and comedian who had his own show where he cycled around Northern Ireland. Dressed head to toe in lycra is how I chose to watch it. Michael Smiley. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Michael is first up. Michael, please reveal all.
OK. I have developed a technique to help me deal with annoying idiots.
Lee, do you want to kick this one off?
Well, first of all, who do you find is an annoying idiot? I mean, what type of people?
Just, you know, the GP. you know, the general public wind me up from time to time.
Okay.
And I really want to tell them how I feel. And instead of doing that, I scat.
You do what?
Whoops. I scat.
Can I ask at this point, what is a scat? Do you know what a scat is?
Well, it's like a jazz, the old jazz scat.
It's your basic jazz rap.
So you must make random noises. Can we have a scenario now? Is it
That's a very negative view of music,
isn't it?
Lee.
That's jazz, though.
Fair enough.
So if I'm the doctor, what would annoy you if I was a doctor?
If you kept me waiting for too long, and then say you come into the reception room and I thought I was next,
right?
And I went to get up and then you picked somebody else, for
Right.
example.
Okay. Well, imagine that scenario. Okay. So I walk in. You think I'm going to see? And I go, Mr. Brydon, we've got the results of your test.
And I go, oh, for the when you're in the finish,
Pow! It's an STD.
Do you promise me, Mike, you always do it out loud? You don't just do it in your mind?
Always vocalise it.
So
Otherwise, if I don't let it out, it might turn into a hemorrhoid.
I must say, that explains a lot.
Well, imagine I've made you angry, OK?
Perhaps he's giving you an STD.
At least have the decency to say I've given it to him via his wife.
Watch him now! Go on, jazz scatting, quick!
I'm going in.
This is really weird.
When was the last time you had to employ it, Michael?
Oh, I'd say, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah?
What happened?
The classic thing of the, the tourist walking out of the department store and stopping, and I wasn't paying attention, and I walked up and they were there in front of me, and I went, why did you... and walked round and carried on walking.
What are you thinking, Diane? Does this have the ring of truth for you?
Yeah, it does. He seems really convincing. Don't you think?
I don't know. Why are you getting so upset in the first place? Why don't you just be like me and just really lay back?
Just get outside the department store and just stop and enjoy life.
When I've ever left a department store, I'm always sprinting.
Very bizarre behaviour. If you encountered it, you know? You can't spend your life doing that.
So, what are you going to say?
So we're going to say, you'll say true, you're going to say lie. Yep. I'm going to have to go lie. Can't be true.
You'll say it's a lie. OK, Michael Smiley, was it the truth or was it a lie?
Oh, ye have little faith. It is the truth.
Yes, it's true. Michael does have a technique to deal with annoying idiots, and it is scatting. Diane, you're next.
I once dumped a boyfriend because I didn't like the way he fell down the stairs.
David, Steve.
How often had you been pushing him down the stairs?
I just hid his wheelchair.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in tonight's show...
How did he fall down the stairs? What was
Very ungainly.
What kind of stairs did he fall down? Where was he?
It was just outside his flat, and there was, like, 5 steps, and then another 5 steps. Well, you know, those ones that go sort of in different directions.
Concrete steps?
Yeah, concrete.
So this is nasty. This isn't...
It was a nasty fall, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you finish with him because he was so badly injured he was no use to you?
This was sort of like the last straw, really.
What was the other straws?
There were so many straws.
Tell me one.
He used to fall out of cupboards.
He was quite mean. He was quite a mean person.
Can you walk us through the scenario? What happened?
OK, so we're leaving his flat. He locks the door. He loses his footing on the steps, makes a little scream, and he just fell.
How many stairs did he go down? Because the way you've described it, there were corners. Did he go round the corners?
He's not a slinky.
No, he did. He did.
So how did you react? Did your
I sort of-
compassionate side come out?
Well, I asked him if he was all right. And then I sort of made a mental note to cut him out of my life.
So what are you going to say, Nadia? Does it ring true for you?
Did you want to leave him before the fall?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, because it was the last
It
straw.
was the
last straw, yeah.
But she only offered up one straw. If I had a resentment against an ex-lover, right, I could give you a short list off the top of my head.
That was a bit scatty. Waking up and seeing her in bed with the milkman. Oh.
I think it might be true.
Say
I'm
true.
going to go with true.
Say true. Diane, truth or lie?
It is actually true.
Wow. It's true. Diane did dump a boyfriend because of the way he fell down the stairs. Nadia, you're next.
Right. To celebrate her last birthday, Mary Berry and I went 10-pin bowling.
Lee's team.
Which one did you go to? I should say Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl.
It was the Hollywood Bowl?
Hollywood wasn't with us, though.
Why did you not invite? Did you not get on?
No, not really. No, he's very...
Well, just edit it at that bit and just leave it at that.
Just don't like him. He's,
And also, his head is so orange, you can actually pick it up and throw it down the thing. Put your fingers up his nose and in his mouth and end up accidentally bowling him.
He was busy.
Was Mary good at bowling?
She's pretty good. She's quite fast, yeah.
And are you quite good?
No, I'm rubbish. The thing is, I don't understand bowling. All I know is that I need a size 8 ball. That's
Right.
it. Don't.
And do you go out a lot with Mary in your spare time?
No, because it looked like she let me win, so we can't really publicly
What, you
say-
mean that, the
Yeah,
bake-off?
Yeah, it would just look awful, wouldn't it? That look at her having a great time with the winner of...
Did she let you win?
No.
Because it's hard to tell when you're watching on telly. You don't know how dry the cake
Yes,
is.
she did. I can't wait.
No, it's true, though, isn't it? You never quite know that you have to trust Hollywood and Berry. I mean, they could be just going, say she's the winner, she'll take us bowling. Did you and Mary together get a lot of hassle from other people in the bowling alley?
We picked a good time when it was quite quiet, so...
What time is that?
It's kind of between 4 and 6.
In the morning?
No. Although I think she wouldn't mind a drink at 4. I think she'd happily have a drink at 4 o'clock.
Right, this is all going on record, so Mary buried drinks at 4 in the morning and she cheated to let you win the cake making.
When you got to the end of the bowling, did you have a meal or did the group just split then?
No, we had, while we were bowling, we had lots of food kind of brought over to us. So we had lots of chips and nachos.
Lots of finger food.
Yeah.
Always makes you think, what's in the hole?
Yeah, so you kind
So, what are you thinking, Lee? Is that the truth?
For what it's worth, I'm saying no, lie.
It's a lie.
What are you thinking, Diane?
I think it's true.
Why do you think it's true?
It's quite a dull story.
That is your trailer. So you're saying a lie, Diane saying it's true. So this time I'm going to go down and say
You're going to say it's true?
It's true, yeah.
OK, Nadia, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
Well done. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Michael. Right, we'll start with Diane. What is Michael to you?
This is Michael. I once punched him in the face because I thought he was a ghost.
Bob, how do you know Michael?
This is Michael, and after cutting his hair, I got a job on a campsite as a hairdresser.
And finally, Lee, what's your relationship with Michael?
This is Michael. Together, we helped free a donkey that had trapped itself in the cubicle of a seaside toilet.
So there we have it. Is Michael Diane's ghostly guy, Bob's campsite client, or Lee's donkey do-gooder? David's team, where would you like to start?
Well, Diane, where were you when you mistook Michael for a ghost?
I was backstage at the Theatre Royal Bath.
And what were you doing there?
I was in a play.
What happened? You were in the dark, waiting to go on the wings?
I was in the wings.
In the wings, waiting to go on?
And I'd been told a ghost story about this,
Where
that the
was
Theatre Royal
Michael?
Bath is haunted.
What was the story?
Well, that the theatre was haunted. They said that about once a week, this ghost, a man with white hair, would float around the theatre.
So you heard that
So then I'm
story?
standing in the wings.
Uh-huh.
I turn round and I see... Well, I know it's Michael now, but at the time I thought it was the ghost because of the hair. And I sort of inadvertently punched him.
What was he wearing?
He went quite dark clothes because he was, you know, working backstage. He looked like he was kneeling on some sort of prop. So he looked like he didn't have any legs. That's what made me think, oh, my God, it's the ghost.
So he sort of sidled up and knelt on something.
Yeah.
I have to say, I have slightly less sympathy for Michael now. I realise that what he did is he sort of crept up behind you and knelt there. That is slightly creepy behaviour.
Yeah. I did ask him why he was kneeling on the bookcase.
Yeah, but I imagine at that point he was also asking you why you hit him.
Yeah.
Did he answer you? Was he able to say why he was kneeling on there?
Yeah. He said there weren't any chairs backstage.
All right, who next?
OK, Bob, you cut Michael's hair, and this was on a campsite.
Yeah.
How did you come to... Because you're not a hairdresser, are you?
I'm a hairdresser, David.
You previously worked as a hairdresser, had you?
I'm from a family, I'm the youngest of 4 boys. And in my family tradition is that the eldest is a priest, then a lawyer, then a teacher, and then a hairdresser. So it fell to me to take up the scissors. I was given my first set of scissors when I was 13.
I actually had a pair of scissors when I was younger than that.
Were you the 4th child?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was more for, you know, cutting out bits of coloured paper.
Oh, no, these were Japanese steels. These were Yasakis.
Right, OK. So you were given these hairdressing scissors at the age of 14?
Yes.
Had you undergone any further training or just were encouraged to experiment?
Well, here's the rub. Because Michael, or Mickey, as you know, Mickey the drink, he's...
Why is he called Mickey the drink?
Anyway, so, he was one of the first people that I ever gave a haircut to as a young boy. He was one of my friends. And then, fast forward to 1982. I go to the World Cup in Spain. There was Michael, Billy the Pigeon... Gentle Kenneth.
Billy the Pigeon?
Gentle Kenneth, yeah.
Why is he called Billy the Pigeon? Oh, he's found his way home.
No, he's a pigeon. Because he had like a fat chest. We all went to Spain. We were on the campsite for the England fans. I, as always, gave Mickey his haircut. And the one-man army from Nottingham, the Nottingham Forest fan, caused all the trouble out there. He demanded that he had a haircut.
What trouble did he cause out there?
Well, for example, he rushed to the cafe that we're in and threw a coin like that. Could have damaged anyone. Luckily, it went straight in the slot machine and won the jackpot. Really rather simple story. So I cut Mickey's hair I'd done since he was 13.
So you'd cut his hair regularly. You first did when he was 13.
When he was 13, one of the first people...
You were his regular hairdresser.
No, that would be a lie, but I would always cut Mickey's hair.
Yeah.
I was seen doing this, and before you knew it, over the course of the next 10 days, I probably did 50 to 60 haircuts.
Were you paid for these haircuts?
I probably was, but in kind.
Right.
Oh, because... The only thing any of these English fans could say was huevo solo, and that got you an egg sandwich. And I seem to remember that people, because I was cutting hair, it was always in the morning, that someone would bring me, oh, mate, you're busy cutting hair, you have a huevo solo.
So you were paid in egg sandwiches?
I think maybe I was.
And you did 50 haircuts over, what, how many days?
I think it was probably 8 days.
So you're having 50 egg sandwiches over 8 days?
I mean, I'm interested in the haircuts themselves.
Yeah.
Was there a signature style? It was the early 80s. Were there mullets going on? I mean, what was the look?
It was a feathered look. I was expert. It was called, where I'm from, it's called the foffer. You'll probably think of it like Rod Stewart.
Oh, it's a lovely look.
Layered at the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you still cut hair now?
Oh, not so much now, Rob. to be honest with you, I can't do the new cuts.
What? Do you hear that? I can't do the new cuts.
the new cuts.
Right, what about Lee and the donkey?
So, Lee, tell us your story.
I was at the seaside. I went to...
Whereabouts?
Blackpool.
When was this?
This was last year, believe it or not.
Last year?
Only last year since the last series and why it hasn't cropped up so far.
Fair enough.
On holiday, or were you summer seasoning?
Summer seasoning?
Doing a summer season?
I'm not a juggler.
Or were you...
They have comedians in Blackpool.
Or were you giving a keynote speech at the Conservative Party conference?
All right, I was doing a summer season. No, I was on a little weekend break. I decided to take my family to Blackpool.
What sort of loos are these?
Public toilets on Blackpool seafront.
So you go into the loo...
I go into the loo to use the toilet.
Where's the donkey?
The donkey is in the cubicle. The door was shut, and I did that thing where I looked underneath, and I just saw... I said, you belong, mate.
Which way was the donkey?
Which way?
Which way in was he?
He was actually facing outwards, so the bottom was stuck in the cubicle, and the head was sticking out the front.
So he reversed in, did he?
No, he didn't reverse in. The toilet reversed up to him. Yes, he reversed in. OK. It turns out someone that's witnessed this happen...
Yeah.
He'd gone into the toilet...
Who is this person who witnessed this happen?
It was some guy was in there.
Some other guy, not Michael.
There's a guy...
And he goes, I tell you what's happened here.
Yeah.
This donkey, and what did he say?
I walked in and I went, blimey, there's a donkey stuck in the cubicle. And the man told us, this donkey has wandered in from the beach, you know, where they do the donkey rides, and then someone had used the hand dryer, and he's freaked, ran round, got disorientated, and then reversed into a cubicle. So at this point now, Michael was in there, because the other fellow went out. He said, I'm not dealing with it, I've got to go.
I'm just the one that's here to explain the scenario.
He said, the guy said, I'm not dealing with this one, I've just got a leopard out of the sink. You can do this one. So he goes out, and the donkey's back end was literally stuck inside the cubicle.
How did you get the donkey out?
I pulled the reins as hard as he had reins. That's why we knew he wasn't a wild donkey. There's a lot of wild donkeys as well. Pulling at his reins like that, and Michael sort of tried to lean over the back, and he had his beach towel with him, and gently gave him a little, I wouldn't say a whip, that would be hard, but enough to make him try and come forward. But it just didn't work. We could not get this donkey out.
Right.
Died.
Oops, fell off.
Join us next week.
Yeah. At least it was the right way in to use the loo.
Yes, perhaps he was using the loo. That's why he wouldn't come out. He needed the loo. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. I say donkey, I mean fat bloke. I remember I was a fat bloke, and I wanted to use the donkey. And he had one of those funny little Blackpool masks on of a donkey. It's all coming back to me now. I got arrested. I did 3 months in Parkhurst. I remember the story.
You did 3 months in Parkhurst. But since we last did the show...
Michael is a prison officer.
So there we are. We need an answer. David's team. Is Michael Diane's ghostly guy, Bob's campsite client, or Lee's donkey do-gooder?
Well, what do you think?
See, when I heard Diane's story, I thought that was a lie, and then I heard Bob's story, Lee's story, and then suddenly Diane's story seems a little bit more real.
I think it's Bob. I think giving your man a haircut is the truth.
50 haircuts in a week, paid in egg sandwiches.
I don't know that you can do that hairstyle with one pair of scissors. I'm from a family of hairdressers, and I just don't think you can do Rod Stewart
family of
one pair of
hairdressers.
scissors.
Did you have more than one pair of scissors with you?
No, my response to that, Nadia, is a family of not very good hairdressers. two sets of scissors?
He looks round about Bob's age.
And Bob's haircut?
Yeah.
Can I just say, one final chance, he looks to me like a man who hangs round gentlemen's toilets.
I'm going with Diane.
You're going with Diane? We settle it. David's team are saying that it is Diane. Michael, would you please confirm your true identity?
My name is Michael, and Bob gave me a haircut and a cancer.
We can actually see photographic evidence of Bob cutting Michael's hair. There they are.
Oh, my gosh.
It really did happen. Thank you very much, Michael. Which brings us to our final round, quick finalise, and we start with... It is Lee.
Possession.
Right, under the desk is a box. So pop it on the desk very carefully, like that.
I've recently got into baking, and here's a cake I made yesterday, especially for David.
Oh. Oh, that ain't bad, is it?
Let's have a proper look at that cake. That is uncanny.
It's got all of my thousands of teeth.
Why don't we see how close a depiction it is? We have the technology to do what they call split screen. Look down camera one. OK, so talk us through what's gone into making that cake.
Well, what do you want to know first?
How you made it.
OK. Right, first of all, I made the cake bit. Let's call it the cake bit, right? You made the sponge. That's the word. I made the sponge.
How do you make a sponge?
How don't you make a sponge?
Do you make a sponge?
Well, let's do how don't you make a sponge. OK, what you do is you get your eggs and your flour.
Of course.
And then...
How many eggs for a sponge of that size?
I would say for that size, the bottom bit...
Or the other bit, really, they're the same size.
Oh, no, they're not. They're not, David. Your bottom is a lot bigger than your top. For the bottom, I use about... I would say I use about 6 eggs for the bottom.
6 eggs for the bottom, yes or no?
So 12 eggs altogether?
No.
Yes.
No. I didn't say how I made the top sponge.
What temperature did you bake it at?
The room was room temperature at the time. I preheated the oven at 180 degrees because it's fan-assisted, so I knocked off 10% for that.
Oh, right.
Does that sound right, Nadia?
Almost convincing.
Yeah.
Wow.
You knocked off 10%.
You always do knock off 10% if it's fan-assisted. I'm just going to have a little lick of your moustache, David.
I hate to say it, Lee, but you've slightly spoilt my present.
Wait till you eat it and you pass out and wake up in my cellar.
So, 6 eggs per sponge.
No. 3 eggs per top half and bottom half.
OK.
All right.
How long do you leave that sponge in?
I would say... What I tend to do is I don't do it the traditional way of timing it. I keep a good eye on it, and I wait till it's sponge-like and take it out.
OK.
It takes about... I'd say it took me about...
Half an hour,
40 minutes.
I mean, unless you bake, you don't know when you've got a fan-assisted oven...
It's difficult, isn't it?
You seem to know that bit of... You seem to know that bit of information, which is... Not everyone knows that.
Well, people are stupid.
Yeah.
Let's go to the centrepiece, the crowning triumph, which is the wonderful visual depiction of David. How did you approach bringing him so vividly to life?
Well...
Talk us through that.
Well, I started off... I tried to do you.
Here we go.
But that came out very bitter.
Lee, even though you violated David's face, who would like to try a piece?
I'll try some.
All right. Now, what flavour is it, just so we know when we taste it?
It's a sort of... It's an orangey citrus invention.
OK, here we go. Here's the first slice. This is going to Diane.
Yes.
There you go. And then Bob.
How would you describe the flavour, Diane? I won't be insulted.
It's very dry.
Well, it wasn't dry when I made it last week. David, would you like a slice of your own head?
Yeah,
Nadia, you be the judge.
Listen, don't hold back. I can take it.
You can all have this. It looks like cake and it tastes like cake.
But it acts like a carpet.
It's dry enough for me to believe that you might have made it.
What are you thinking, Michael?
I think that he's been doing a bit of baking. I think he's made it.
I think it's bad enough for him to have baked it.
Whoa!
And Michael, you also think...
Unfair.
You also think he did it?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think maybe... This is cutting your eye.
You know, often on this show you say I don't see things from your point of view. Well, let's... Is everyone still in?
David, it's time to decide. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, I think we think it could be true.
You're going to say true?
Yeah.
OK, Lee.
I'm going to keep these and take them home. and wear them when I make love to my wife.
All right. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, actually, it is, in fact, a lie.
All that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. Good night.